All right, let's dive into a really chilling one. We're talking about a world of ritualistic murder, a phantom killer, and the only person who can possibly solve the case? Well, he's a broken detective who's basically been pulled from the depths of his own despair. This is the Aramaic killer investigation.
This right here. This was the message. A cryptic, absolutely terrifying clue found inscribed on the chest of a victim. This was the very first piece of a puzzle that would push a man to the absolute edge. This wasn't just a murder. It was like a sermon, written in blood.
So, before we even get to the killer, we really need to understand the man who's tasked with hunting him down. Inspector Sam Alex. A brilliant mind, but one that's been completely shattered by his past. He wasn't looking for a new case. Honestly, he was just looking for the bottom of a bottle.
I mean, just look at how quickly a life can completely unravel. Inspector Sam Alex, he had it all, a loving wife, a daughter, and then, in one horrific moment, he watches them get murdered. That kind of trauma. It plunged him straight into alcoholism, a self-imposed exile from the world. So you can imagine, when this new case lands on his desk, he is in absolutely no shape to take it.
So, naturally, he says no. I mean, why would a man who's already lost everything he's ever cared about want to save anyone else? But there's one voice he just can't ignore, his mother's. And her simple request, that's the spark that somehow pulls him back from the brink and forces him to confront all that darkness once more.
Okay, so Sam takes the case, and he is immediately thrown into this world of bizarre, ritualistic kidnappings. The rest of the police force, they're completely stumped. But Sam, even through this haze of grief, he starts seeing patterns where everyone else just sees chaos.
Sam starts to piece together a profile of this phantom. The evidence points to someone with a really distinct physical trait, a limp, a shorter right leg. But the psychological part, that's what's so terrifying. The precision of these surgical inscriptions, it points to a cold, methodical mind, one that's driven by a really profound and probably twisted view of women. And this is Sam's first huge breakthrough. He recognizes the strange script carved into the victims' bodies. It's not just some random symbols. It's Aramaic, the ancient language of Jesus Christ. That choice is so deliberate. This killer sees his actions not as murder, but as some kind of divine ancient justice. It just gives the whole case this deeply unsettling religious dimension.
You can see how one discovery builds right on top of the next. Sam doesn't just identify the language, he uses it like a key. He connects these Aramaic phrases to specific biblical proverbs. And that logical leap, that's what allows him to move beyond what the killer is doing and start to understand why. He's not just solving a crime anymore. He's literally deciphering a delusion.
And then, Sam finally cracks the code. The killer believes he's some kind of righteous figure, a punisher. He isn't targeting these men at random. No, he's sacrificing them as an atonement for what he sees as the sins of their wives. It's like a holy war playing out entirely in his own mind.
So with the motive crystal clear, the whole investigation pivots. Who is this phantom judge, jury, and executioner? Sam realizes the key isn't with the murdered men, it's with the women they left behind.
So Sam brings the wives in for questioning, and a single name starts to surface, over and over again. Anan. A former classmate, a figure from their shared past. It's the first real lead, the first potential face to put to this ghost they've been hunting.
But here's the problem. When they run the name Anand through every system they have, they find nothing. No records, no photos, no digital footprint. It is as if the man they're looking for never even existed. Their prime suspect is a complete ghost.
This is where Sam's brilliance just really shines through. He realizes Anand didn't just disappear, he was erased. He changed his entire identity, buried his past to become someone new, a man named Peter. Anand is the ghost from the past, but Peter's the man holding the knife right now. So now they have a name and a face. But Sam knows a killer this methodical, this driven by ritual, always has a grand finale planned. He's not done yet. There's one more victim on his list, the final, horrifying piece of his twisted plan.
And in what has to be the story's most shocking turn, Sam discovers that the final target isn't some stranger. It's his own brother, Sanju. The killer's intricate web of revenge has led directly to Sam's doorstep, which makes this case devastatingly personal.
So, this final act, it's not just about catching a killer anymore. It is about saving his brother. For Sam, this is so much more than an investigation. It's a chance to fight for family again. a chance to maybe find some redemption for the family he couldn't save.
Acting on a tip, Sam and his team pinpoint Anand's location, a remote, isolated property. And it just becomes this frantic race against the clock. Every single second counts as they speed towards a final, brutal confrontation between our broken detective and this self-proclaimed righteous killer. And Sam arrives just in the nick of time. In a final, desperate struggle, the man known as both Anand and Peter is killed. His reign of terror is finally over. Sanju is safe. The case is officially closed.
But for Inspector Sam Alex, closing this case really opens up a brand new chapter in his life. The violence, the victory, it changes him. He's survived the monster, and in doing so, he can finally begin to face the demons that have been living inside him.
And this is his true reward. Sam stops drinking. He doesn't forget his wife and daughter, of course not, but he finally starts to move on from their loss. And in a final act of grace, he adopts the orphaned daughter of the killer's sister, finding a new family and a new reason to live.
Sam Alex's journey just leaves us with this really powerful question. By facing down a monster out in the world, he was forced to confront his own grief and alcoholism. It really makes you wonder, right? Can healing the wounds of others be the only true way we can ever hope to heal our own?